Welcome to the Health Revolution, the show that leads you to a life of vibrant well-being. In a world full of noisy health trends, we bring you clarity through a sea of fads. We reveal the science behind the strategies that truly work. We explore physical strength, emotional resilience, and mental mastery, the keys to an enriched life. See inspiring interviews with the champions who've conquered life's challenges. Are you ready to unlock your potential to live with vitality and purpose? Then join the Health Revolution. I'm your host, Adriana Morrison, health and fitness expert, speaker, and a mom who understands. Let's embark on this transformative quest together. If you want to change the game, it all starts now. Meet Arica Netterville. She's a powerhouse in Denver, Colorado's business community and is a commercial business development representative at Hart Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric, where she builds lasting relationships and drives growth. As an ambassador for the Denver Metro Chamber of Commerce, she champions local businesses, advocates for ethical practices with the Better Business Bureau, and collaborates with the City of Denver as an attaché. Arica also hosts the Denver Business Beat podcast, where she shares industry insights and resources, inspiring businesses to thrive in Denver's dynamic economy. With her dedication to service, community engagement, and fostering leadership, Arica continues to leave a meaningful mark on the Denver business landscape. And that's not all. She's also known as the Queen of LinkedIn. Today, we will learn how Arica's visionary approach, leadership, and passion for community create lasting impact and inspire growth everywhere. Arica Netterville, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm amazing. Thank you so much for having me as a guest today.
You know, when I first met you a little while back, I was blown away by your personality, and I think I'm so amazed by how many hats that you wear. And tell us a little bit more about how you came to be such a force to be reckoned with, especially here in Denver, just being a leader in business and the breakthroughs that you've had as a woman trailblazing in this space.
Yes. Again, thank you so much for having me on the show. Arica Netterville, I am the commercial business development representative with Hart Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, Electric. I deal with commercial clients. I'm also attaché to the City of Denver, advocate with the Better Business Bureau, ambassador to the Denver Metro Chamber, and host of the Denver Business Beat podcast. So yes, I do have a lot of hats, and I've always been in plumbing, heating, and cooling and electric for the last 25 years in my career. And when I came to Denver 2 years ago, I started making those connections. I've always worked in a major metropolis city like New Orleans, Denver, Miami, Orlando, Atlanta, and working in those big metro sectors, always being connected to a chamber, always being connected to BBB. I learned at a very young age the power of networking.
So I gotta ask, what got you into this industry? Because it is male dominant industry, and it's not something that you hear many women do, or at least I for one don't picture a lot of women doing this. So tell us a little bit about what was your breakthrough in this industry.
25 years ago, I started as a receptionist.
Okay.
And I know, that's like wild to think about. And I was studying at the receptionist desk, and I like to stay busy. So when folks were calling in, I would check and see, do you have a maintenance with us? When's the last time it was serviced? Just asking those general questions, size footage, how many systems, and getting that good detailed information. I, at that time, started selling maintenance agreements from the receptionist desk. And the owner, he would stand in the hallway and listen to me and watch me. So about 6 months goes by in that particular position, and he comes to me on a Thursday in the afternoon and says, do you have anything planned this weekend? And I was like, no. He's like, I'm going to send you over to Orlando for a training class on how to sell maintenances. You're doing so amazing, and I'm going to send you over there. I said, do you mind if my husband comes with me? And he's like, no, make it a vacay of it. And we had a great time. I learned. I got 100% on the test. When I came back to the office Tuesday, because this was 4 days, my desk was no longer my desk. There was another receptionist. I had my own office. I was responsible for all of the maintenance, both residential and commercial, and I just excelled. And that's kind of where my career started, right in that little office.
What really drew you into the industry? Did you know that this was something that you were fascinated by, or it sounds like this was something that you stumbled upon, like, hey, ooh, I can shine?
Yeah, I was 20 when I started, and I just fell in love with it. And through that evolution of different positions in management and upper management and call center manager and operations management, commercial management, I just learned year by year and grew in my career, and eventually it just kind of took off. I can remember a story about 6-7 years into my career, and I was calling to get some pricing to a supply house, and the gentleman said, oh, just have your manager call and I'll give him all the details. I said, sir, what we're not going to do is treat me less than, because I am the manager and you will address me. And I said, after this phone call, I'm going to call and have a conversation with your manager on how to talk to leadership staff. And from that day forward, I was like, I will never let anybody treat me less than, that I deserve to be treated, and I am knowledgeable, I am skilled. I've been in this profession at that time for 6 to 7 years plus. And that was kind of my foundation, and that was kind of my first little hurdle. And after that phone call, I did have a conversation with his manager, and I was like, you know, this is the 90s. I'm aging myself. And we're just not going to treat women like that. Women are now in HVAC, plumbing, heating, cooling, and electric. And we're not just accountants. We're not just receptionists. We can be so much more.
What don't we know about the industry that women could benefit from considering as a viable path to claim her level of success?
Yeah. First thing, you have to create your own space. And you have to get in with a good company. And at heart, we are veteran owned and woman managed. So just think for that for a second. This incredible CEO who served our country, his name is Mike Townsend, implemented all these women in management positions. And the women tell the men, your next call is ready. We're going to get you over here. I need you to do this. So for me, it was all the years of fighting to be heard, fighting to be seen. Where's my place at? I landed at the best place. So I'm grateful and thankful for my position now, but it was a lot of hurdles and road bumps and issues and failures. I had my own failures in leadership and management, and all that I learned and growed from, and made me the woman that I am today in business, and I kill it.
I love that Spitfire attitude.
Yeah.
I think it's incredible. What helped you to grow your voice and be a force to be reckoned with?
My personality.
Okay.
I just have this larger than life personality, and I'm knowledgeable. That's the thing. I never write a check that I can't cash. And when you walk the walk and talk the talk, and then you are there in the moment videoing, photographing, because every single thing that I do in my life, whether I'm on a roof of a building or in a cocktail dress or at a business suit at a networking event, I'm going to film that, I'm going to take photos of that, I'm going to show my level of professionalism and success that I have. And so many years I started doing that, and just recording everything and all this footage and all this documentation and all these different interviews and things that I've done all led up to me starting my own podcast and creating another space for that as well, to talk about not only myself but guests that come on. That majority of my guests are women, and talking about their journeys. I learned from those women, just like I learned from you. And we have this friendship and fun, and we could be silly and we could be professional, but you don't know it. Sometimes you even mentor me. So like I'm able to absorb that from another really incredible woman like you.
Well, I appreciate that. And I love the space that you hold because you ever so proudly represent just our gender and where we can go. What were some of your most challenging moments that you had takeaway lessons from?
Yeah, some of those were, as a woman, we're trusting. As a woman, we're tapped in and tuned into our emotions. And when you take someone for face value and they disrespect that and treat you less than or try to do you dirty, you learn and grow from that. So a situation, I was probably about 10 years into my career, the gentleman paid his deposit for a new system, and this was a residential client that I was working with. He did not understand in the contract and the agreement that we had a portion in there that said if you do not make your final payment at the time of installation, we have the right with your signature to put a lien on your business, your home, and or your property until we get our payment. And that experience, he dawdled, he took his time. We had to go to court. It was such a career wake up for me that not everybody is your friend. Not everybody is doing good business with you. Not everybody is honest and upfront. So learning that from failure really taught me how to get that extra signature, to make sure that they're signing every document, to make sure that I can't approve this until you email me back saying, I want to move forward with this and I consent to this. So learning that in business as a young businesswoman, trusting, I really had those challenges and those issues kind of wake up for me. I was like, oh, you just can't take everybody for their word.
And what would you say is your the lessons that you've learned that maybe school, university just cannot necessarily give you or gave you?
Yes, that all business people, and I say that, are not above board. All business people are not professional. Some will try to maneuver to get their own interests met, and in the back part, not really have your back in business. I did a service for you, now you don't want to take care of the things that you need to take care of, and I've done my part. And learning from different issues with staff members, coaching, teaching, training, learning with the person that you're training with as well has been a big influence in my life as well. And again, it all circles back to walking the walk, talking the talk, and backing up with what I'm doing.
You know, and I'm fascinated by how unapologetic you are. And do you find that women still struggle in business with this, being able to hold space and hold that level of confidence that where we need to be?
Yeah, I'm going to get real with you for a moment. Up until November, I really thought women in business got to that threshold that we needed to get to. We had powerful women CEOs, CFOs, a female vice president of this country. When it did not go well for women in November with our political voting, it showed me where we are. And if you want my earnest opinion, it felt like all the hard work that we as women in this nation have done to be seen and to be heard and to have our seat at the table and our keys to the female executive bathroom, all that kind of just got kicked in the gut. And we're going to have to work harder. We're going to have each other's back as women and say, sister, I got you. And I'm not going to let that person do that. No, 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 no. And I would hope that my sister would have my back too.
One of the things that, we're always ever so careful here on the Health Revolution to, hold careful space and be wary of religion and politics. Mm-hmm. So what would you say to women out there, business women, who maybe think differently? How do you like to demonstrate to bridge the gap? Sure. so that everyone feels that connection?
Sure. For me, it's energy. So when I'm at a networking event, when I'm at a cocktail party or a function or a gala, if I feel that energy and it's being received and we're both on that same wavelength, then I can comfortably kind of gauge what kind of woman that is. If she has a different political view, and I'll say that politely without going any deeper than that, I have to kind of gauge how I work with her. And I'll give you a different scenario so that we're not saying anything inappropriate. There are times that I'm out in the community and I have a large coverage area from Fort Collins to Colorado Springs. When I'm in Denver, I can be vivacious, I can be outspoken, I could be outgoing, I could be silly and professional at the same time and have a great time. When I'm in Loveland, it is a completely different mask that I put on because that's a different type of community that thinks and believes differently than I do.
And for our audience, Loveland is north of Denver.
Yes.
So yes.
Yes. So those more northern counties, Loveland, Fort Collins, Butte, so on and so forth. I will even change the way I speak in places, and I'll go in and, hi, how y'all doing? And I hope everybody's doing good today. And I wanted to drop off some information. If you folks need any service or repair, we're here for you, and quickly get out. As to going into a business here in Denver, I can be loose and I can be comfortable and I can be myself, and that's going to be received, and they're going to want to do business with me. Versus if I was the way I am here in those smaller rural areas that have different political views, it would not be received and I wouldn't get any traction. So I would go out there and spend 6-7 hours working to no avail, because when I walk out the door, they would throw my stuff in the garbage if I was my true self.
Do you think that part of it is that level of reservation that sometimes, and I know one quick question before we go to break, do you think it's that maybe the reservation of that type of personality that's more in the outlying areas where it's a little bit more, it's not fast paced, but it's maybe laid back? Do you think that adds to?
I think in some of those rural, different political views and religious views, women are seen and not heard, and they don't have a voice, and they're not running large-scale companies out there. They're not bosses and CEOs out there in those types of rural areas. So there might be a woman like you or me out there, but she's so compressed on what she's able to do because she has to live in that area. And that's the woman that I feel the most fear of, because she can flip on you in a minute.
We've got a lot more to cover, and but first we're going to take a commercial break. Stay right there.
So in the calm bag, it has GABA, theanine, and taurine. So theanine, which is B1, which is also in our B complex, but it also helps with the stress response levels. It also helps with the neurological transmitters in our brain. Combined with the GABA, and then you add taurine to it. Taurine is a non-essential amino acid in our body, but it's found in our heart, our brain, and our eyes. So in my personal opinion, it's very essential in our lives. But taurine has a calming effect as well. When I was battling all my AFib issues, I was taking high doses of taurine because that would help with my AFib. It helped with the palpitations I was having. And it also helped with the anxiety of having the palpitations because I knew what was going on. And so taurine helps a lot with that as well. So those three together create such a wonderful concoction that just really just calms people down.
Introducing Launchpad, the perfect partner to help you launch your dream project to the world. We know that time is of the essence, and we're here to help you make the most of it. With Launchpad, you'll get access to the most advanced digital tools and strategies to take your idea from a mere concept to a fully fledged success. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur or a seasoned pro, we have everything you need to make your mark in the world. Launchpad, your ultimate launch partner.
Welcome back, everybody. My guest today, Arica Netterville. She is an incredible woman who wears so many hats here in the Denver metro area, and a woman who is trailblazing in the space in an industry where many women, it's not necessarily a common industry, but certainly one in which she exhibits strong leadership skills and connections. And, you know, before the break, we were talking about how you utilize certain tactics to connect with others that maybe just have diverse backgrounds and what have you. And talk a little bit about how that serves you to really reach beyond, you know, what Heart HVAC stands for, and how you find commonality with other women in the space of business so that we are a greater force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. Again, in the metro area, the women that work in different industries and businesses, their personalities, their work ethic is similar to mine. So we really get on well. We know what the agenda is and what the goal is, and closing the deal and getting the new client. That is a pretty great space to be in. And I love my city. I love Denver. I love the business community of Denver. We really care about each other. It's like going to network events and seeing old friends and how was your holiday? How's your daughter in college? We're able to have those conversations and that connection. And once you build those connections up, then you become friends. And people like to do business with people they know and people that they're friends with. So for me, that's the biggest connection.
Why is it important to network? Because I know this is something that will, honestly, it seems like a lot of people get a little uncomfortable having to speak and connect, and that business owners oftentimes will just stay in their own bubbles.
Yeah.
Why is it important to connect, and what are some ways to help business owners connect across the table?
Well, there's a couple different ways. For me, I have to connect with that business owner or that business development officer because that's the person that usually says, yes, we want to have that maintenance done on our system. And we do some of these buildings you're looking at behind us. That connection is crucial for me to get in because not only does that person work at that particular high rise, but that person also has a home. So for me, and the win-win of the win-wins is when I get their business and then they call me 2 or 3 months later, or sometimes that weekend, our house toilet is backed up or our furnace stopped working at my personal home. So then you know you really did the things and connected with that person on a different level outside of business. Now we're going to that person's home. And there's times that I've done a walkthrough or a roof walkthrough at a large scale business or a tower, and then gone right to that person's home. And your home space is your most sacred place, and to go into that space and say that you need this or that is broken, one as a woman saying that to them is incredible, to have gotten to that place through hard work and preservation. But the reward is to get both the house and the business. For me, that's just like, I did my job, check.
So a lot of that has to do with, and you mentioned the energy, and I hear the intentionality in your voice of, I can't wait to connect.
Yeah.
What would you say to business owners or even women out there who are maybe intimidated by going to a networking event? Maybe they've never heard of being a part of a networking event where they can advertise their business or make those connections.
Sure.
What are some tactics that maybe those introverts or selected extroverts can take away that have helped you?
Some pointers for that type of person, which I'm not that type of person, would be to be passionate about your business, to fall in love with your business. I think sometimes as a business owner, 2 or 3, 5 years goes by, you're in the day-to-day mill of it all. How does it become new? How does it become exciting again? You have to create every morning your mantra. I love my life. I love my business. I'm beautiful. I'm successful. I'm healthy. I'm happy. Whatever that looks like for you. And then when you go into that networking event, get you a nice cup of coffee, because there might be 30 to 50 people in that room. Your 30-second elevator speech is coming. And if you get up there and you go, oh, my name is Bill, and I own Progress Energy, and we've been in business for 5 years, and no one is going to engage with you in that regard. But if you go in there, hi, my name is Bill, and I own Progress Energy, and I want to have solutions for your business, that is night and day. So again, writing the check that you cash is so important, and having that level of confidence and that intention, as you say. When I walk into a room, I run that room, whether they know it or not. I'm in control, and I can come across as intimidating to other women. Unless she's a powerful executive woman just like me, then we're like, I see you, girl, I see you. And that's where all the other stuff melts down and you're able to connect.
You know, I want to flip the script a little bit. So how has your position in business helped you personally, in your personal life?
Oh my gosh. It's been a win-win for me. Some of the relationships that I have built with those chamber members or those network group members, on the weekends we're going shopping and running around and having lunch, and we're in each other's lives and we're having fun and living. So for me, some of my closest business girlfriends are my real friends outside of work, and I met them at a networking group, and I just love those relationships, and I love being a support for them and them a support for me. And when you're able to call that friend on the weekend and how's things going, how's work, how's your boyfriend doing or your wife doing, to be able to be friends on that different level. When I see them at a networking event, it's just like an old friend, and everybody else in the room is watching that interaction. So for me and you, when we see each other, we're hugging, and I'm like, oh my girl, you look beautiful today. Everybody else is saying, oh, she's approachable. Oh, she's okay to go and talk to. I want to know more about her business. Why does Arica love her so much?
That's true. That's true. And then some of the lessons that maybe you've taken away from business that you apply privately in your life. What were some things that you didn't realize you learned from because of your role in all that you do?
Less is more. Listening is absolutely crucial. I can give you all my bells and whistles in the beginning, and then I'm going to shut my mouth and sit back, and I'm going to listen and I'm going to watch and I'm going to observe. Is this someone I want to do business with? Is this someone I want to give a referral to? Is this someone that's going to give me a referral that's going to do business with me? Is this someone I can get behind her business and be a woman that supports other women? When other women see that, you can go miles and miles and miles, and that's where I've gotten where I'm at. I do a little segment, and you were part of that. When the first day I met you, women supporting women, and just giving that woman 30 seconds to talk about her brand, her business, her life, and tagging her. Do you know what that is to share somebody else's profile and name on your own LinkedIn or social media? To give that voice, to give that spotlight that's normally my arena to you to say, you know what, take it away, girl. Yeah.
You know, for me, I do want to piggyback on that. I feel like as I've grown my voice in the business space, and especially as we continue to move the show forward, you know, I've been able to apply the level of confidence and the clarity. I think there's always room for improvement.
Sure.
For the relationships I have in my life, whether it's the relationship I have with my husband or friends. I feel like once upon a time, I struggled with clarity and fumbling with words.
Sure.
But then this is now something where I am no longer intimidated and I can own space. So then my particular takeaway is get clear in your message.
Yeah.
And then the relationships that matter the most to me are the ones that benefit, because now it's infiltrating in different areas of my life.
Yeah.
Do you find that was something that as you grew your voice, that clarity was ever apparent everywhere else in your life?
I didn't get that stride until I was about 30.
30, okay.
Yeah, so I was obsessed with myself in that regard, and I was uncomfortable publicly speaking. I was uncomfortable engaging others just randomly, and that's kind of where it. So now I'll go up and I'll just talk to people at the King Super. How's your day going? You doing all right? Sometimes you can emotionally feel that person just needs oh, you got such a pretty outfit on today. You have a great day, or how was your holiday? Taking them off guard as well. When I meet a new person at a networking event, yes, I want to get out. I do plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, commercially or residentially. And then after that, I just want to be your friend and get to know you and talk. And if you need me in the next 6 months, a year, give me a call. If not, every time I see you, I'm going to give you the same energy that you're giving me, and I'm an energy matcher. So if you've come in and maybe it's been a hard day or not a good morning and your energy's not there, I won't mess with you, because I don't want to put that on you when you're going through something, because I'm a lot. I'm confident, I'm vocal, I'm knowledgeable, I'm skilled. I didn't really get into my own comfort zone until my late 40s, and now I will walk that shit.
But you know, honestly, I think that as we get older, as women over 40, and then over 50, I feel like we find that if I can go back in time and speak to my younger self, well, we'd have a long talk in so many ways.
Slap her right in the mouth and say, girl,
right after I shook her like crazy. And I'm like, you know.
Yeah, and there is something about the over 50. Finally, my voice is being heard for the first time ever in my life. And I think that just comes with seasoning. You know, so again, that passion and that intention is there. It has to be there as well too.
Yeah, I agree. You know, one thing that you are known for is you are masterful at navigating through LinkedIn, and we all know that social media platforms are all of their different personalities. Talk a little bit about how you've been successful with LinkedIn and still foster connections that are fruitful and meaningful. Because in all honesty, my first memories of LinkedIn is, oh my gosh, this spamming like crazy in my inbox. But I know that not everybody is like that. So what has helped you master LinkedIn and communicate so beautifully the way that you do today?
I had a major podcast in Atlanta, and it was the most successful podcast of 2018 and 2019. And I got awarded by Stacey Abrams, and Barack Obama was sitting maybe 15 feet from that. At that time in my life, I know I achieved success in that regard. Whatever that success looks like for you, whether it's a podcast or winning at work or winning in your marriage and your children, whatever makes you feel like a successful woman, that's where your avenue is. Through doing that podcast, I learned from so many different people. I had people from all genders, all sexual orientation, all fields of life, from a restaurant manager to a drag queen that performs at that restaurant on the show. And it really gave me an insight to people and learning those skills, how to work with different people's personalities, the way they do business, the way they are in a relationship with you, helped me to navigate how to go into a room and feel that room in an energy and say, who am I gravitating to? Who do I want to work with today? Or who maybe I haven't spent enough time with or haven't really connected with? And that's where I'll go to. And I'm like, I'm gonna make that person stay, we're gonna connect, maybe do some business, and if not, for me, the biggest thing that you have to understand in my field is I'm a seed thrower. So the seed I throw 3 months from now or 3 months behind, they're not going to use me until that toilet's broken or that AC's not working or something's wrong. And then they're like, oh, get that loudmouth Arica in here. She came here, she gave me all the things, but I need her now. So, and then building that relationship when the need is there, being the same person that I was when they met, because I don't change in that regard, helps me to foster that business with them. And then from that repair, how's the water heater doing? When's the last time the system was maintenance? Asking those questions so that I can get more work from them or more jobs to do in the future with them.
And we've got so much more to cover. We're going to take a commercial break. Stay right there. Thank you so much for watching The Health Revolution. Our show is growing, and it's all thanks to viewers like you. No matter how you found us, please hit the subscribe button so we can stay connected and continue to deliver amazing content to you. Hi, I'm Adriana, and welcome to Fit Bites. Winter is here, and whether you're bundling up in the snow like me or enjoying milder weather, it's important to prioritize your health this season. First, stay consistent with exercise. It's really tempting to slow down during the winter, but keeping active boosts your mood, strengthens your immune system, and helps maintain your fitness goals. If it's too cold outside, try indoor workouts like yoga, strength training for sure, or even dancing. Hydration is just as important in the winter as it is in the summer. Cooler weather can trick you into drinking less water, so be intentional about staying hydrated throughout the day. Focus on nutrient-rich foods. Winter is a great time for hearty soups, root vegetables, and seasonal citrus fruits, which are packed with vitamins and antioxidants to keep your immune system strong. Lastly, prioritize rest and manage stress. The darker days can affect your mood, so make time for quality sleep and activities that bring you joy and relaxation. No matter where you live, your health deserves attention this winter. Stay active, stay nourished, and stay tuned for more Fit Bites with Adriana. Welcome back, everybody. We've been spending some incredible time with Arica Netterville. She is a force to be reckoned with here in Denver. And Arica, where can we find you in the social media space?
Okay. In LinkedIn, it's my name, Arica, A-R-I-C-A, Netterville. On Facebook, Arica Netterville, A-R-I-C-A, Netterville, Netterville. Instagram, same thing with YouTube and soon to be Spotify. On those channels, it would be the podcast name, the Denver Business Beat Podcast.
And do you have your website? That maybe
I don't have a website yet. No, I don't. And that's interesting because if you create the website, then you have to put all that content on the website too, and a blog and engaging. And I just don't have one more minute.
You don't. Okay.
I don't.
Okay. And one more question that I wanted to ask. What kind of mark do you wish to leave in the world?
Oh, gosh. She was a fun person to know. And she always made me feel seen and loved. If I can do that and leave that legacy.
Arica, it's been amazing to have you on the show today. Thank you so much for spending time with us with the beautiful backdrop of the city here in Serendipity Labs. And thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me on the show. And I just love you to death.
Oh,
and I'm so excited to see this episode and how much fun we have. And I just want to give you the hugest accolades because what you're doing for women over 50 is so important.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And for all our viewers, of course, you can find us on the web. Our website is thehealthrevolutiontv.com. There you can subscribe to our newsletter. You can also email us with any show episode ideas that you have. Upper corner of your screen, you will find our QR code. If that's easier for you to grab, then feel free to do so. And then, of course, every Tuesday and Thursday, you can always find us on E360 TV, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. That's all the time that we have for today. Until next time, take care of yourselves. We will see you soon.